Hello everyone, I am Professor Shruti Dikshit, Assistant Professor in Electronics and Communication Department, Sagar Institute of Research and Technology, Bhopal. Today we are going to discuss the topic modes of transfer of computer system organization subject. Basically, there are three types of modes of transfer. Data transfer can be handled in one of the three modes: programmed input output, interrupt initiated input output, and direct memory access. In short, it is also known as DMA controller. Data transfer. According to von Neumann model, there are four important components: input device, output device, or we can call it as a peripheral devices, then CPU, central processing unit, and memory unit. The How the communication will be established in between peripheral devices and CPU, and memory and CPU. We will see here in modes of transfer. First, we will discuss here programmed input output. Um, in case of programmed input output, each data item transfers transfer is initiated by an input output instruction written in a computer program. The transfer of data under programmed input output requires constant monitoring of the peripheral by CPU. CPU, in the case of program input output, CPU continuously stays in a program loop and continuously monitors the input output device. In this method, the CPU stays in a program loop until input output unit is ready for data transfer. The biggest disadvantage of this method is it is very time consuming process, and the processor is all time busy uh, in monitoring process of input output device for the data transfer. The data transfer initiated by an instruction in the program between the CPU register and peripheral devices. As we have discussed in the input output module and interface, the CPU is communicated to the input and different input and output devices: keyboard, printer, magnetic disk, and magnetic tape. And the data transfer between CPU and memory. The peripheral has to be constantly monitored. In this case, the input output devices has been constantly monitored by the CPU. Once a data transfer is initiated, the CPU is required to monitor the interface to see when a transfer can again be made. So this is about the only theoretical part of this program input output. This is the an example of data transfer from input output device through an interface into a CPU. Here, the input output device and CPU are connected through interface. Um, in interface, there is data register and status register. Here, what is happening? This CPU is continuously checking the status register flag. What is the value of the flag? If it is 0 or it is 1. Here the different buses. Buses means it is a group of wires or group of connecting wires. Data bus is used to transfer the data, and data valid means this here this is the bidirectional signals are there in between input output device and interface. This bidirectional signal means this is the handshaking. Basically, it is under the category of asynchronous data transfer. As we have discussed in the serial transmission method, there are two types of serial transmission method: synchronous and asynchronous. Again, asynchronous is divided into two types: stop control and handshaking. This is the handshaking method. This input output device is acting as a sender, and interface is acting as a receiver. Here the input output device first plays its data on the data bus, and then after some time it sends a data valid signal to the interface that input output device is already placed the data to initiating this to give the information to the interface about that input output device has already placed the data on the data bus, and after getting and when the data is received, or it is received by the interface, then it will give the reply signal or feedback to the input output device that the data is accepted by this activating the data accepted line. Here the purpose in the other side, the CPU and interface is again connected by the bidirectional lines: data bus, address bus, input output read, and input output write. Here the purpose of again data bus is same to transfer the data over this bus, and address bus is to transfer the address of the particular device. Here we can understand the status register means the value of flag register. If the value of flag register is 0 and value of flag register f is equals to 1, what will happen? We will understand using the flow chart. Means the transfer of each byte requires three instructions, three main instructions: read the status register, means the value of flag bit, check the status of the flag bit, and branch to step 1. If not set, means if the value of flag is equals to 0, and it will dependent on the value of flag, it is 0 or it is 1, and then according to the dependent on the value of the flag bit, the uh, read the data register. We will understand using this flow chart. See here, first the flag bit, check the flag bit. If the value of flag is equals to 1, then the status register will be read and transfers data to memory, and operation will be complete. If the operation is not complete, then again read the data register, check the flag bit. If in this case, if the value of flag is equals to 0, then continuously until the value of flag 1, the flag will check the read the data register value, and if the value of 0, the continuously it will read the data register. The operation will be complete if the complete data is transferred to the memory, and then again it will continue with the program. And this is the flow chart. The name of this flow chart is flow chart for a CPU program to input data. Here we can say that the value of flag is very important, and based on this value of flag, the CPU will read the data registered, and it is able, means CPU will be able to read the data register value um, through of the input output device. But in this case, the CPU has to continuously monitor the value of the status register. It is generally applicable in small low speed computers. Again, it is applicable to the systems that are dedicated to monitor a device continuously. means this is the biggest disadvantage of this method. We can say means the CPU is unable to do its own work. It has to continuously monitor input output device. It is generally used in data register to check the status of the flag bit and branch. In order to avoid this disadvantage, that the computer has to monitor the input output device continuously, the second type, as I have told you, there are three methods of data transfer can be handled in one of the three modes: programmed input output, interrupt initiated. The disadvantage of this programmed input output is overcome using the interrupt initiated input output. We will discuss this programmed input output uh, in the next video. Thank you.